Okay, so I want to talk about a few more other things in terms of Google stuff you may not know. Um, It used to be that we can only do stuff within Jeffco, so only people with Jeffco logins and IDs were able to access the stuff we created, but now it can be public. Now we have that option, which is really awesome. So the domain is secure. If you make people log in, it is secure, but please avoid posting sensitive student information, anything like you're going to meet with your annoying students, anything like that. Please make sure that you're being professional because it is district records, so I guess it is free for everyone to look at, essentially. Okay, advantages of Google Apps. One, it's free, and that's the big thing. A lot of schools are trying to get computers, but it's expensive because they have to be able to download the software for Microsoft Office. Well, you don't need that anymore. We got Google Apps, and it's free, and it does the same thing. The nice thing is that it is accessible from any device that you have web access. It doesn't matter if you have a Mac or you have a PC. There's no more of that type of issues going on with our students. A student can't come to me and say, well, I did it on a Mac at home when I came at school, it just didn't download right. Or I forgot my flash drive. You no longer need a flash drive. Google Apps can store everything. It can store PDFs, it can store movies, it can do all that fun stuff. So really, Google is taking over the world, I guess you could say. Okay, how you enter, I already showed you that. One of the really cool things is that you can upload pre-existing stuff. So let's think back to our file cabinets, which I know some of us have, and those old worksheets we used to do, and we really want to change it up, but we just don't have time to retype it. Well, if you scan it, upload it into Google, and go ahead and convert these things into Google Doc format, now you can go ahead and the typing's there and you can kind of fix those old worksheets. So just kind of an idea. Again, you really can use Google as your flash drive. It doesn't have to just be Google Docs. I put all of my notes for my courses, which I save as PDFs, all of them are in Google. I no longer have to carry a flash drive, which is awesome. Collaboration. One of the really cool things is that the ability to have multiple people working on one document at a time, it really changes the whole idea of group projects. Another really cool thing that I like about Google is the fact that we can see who participated when and what they did. So accountability is huge. If Susie says Johnny didn't help with the project at all, and I look and I can see when Johnny contributed and what he contributed, I can verify that. So doing group projects and holding people accountable is one of the benefits of Google. I talked a little bit about the hiding stuff. When you collect student work, I would just suggest that you kind of have a standard. So for example, like the student name, teacher name, and the assignment. So just an idea. One thing that people get worried with about collaboration is what if someone was working really, really hard and someone has access to it and they go in and delete it? Well, one, I know if they deleted it, and I can catch them on that. And two, we have this thing called revision history, which means I can go in and Google constantly is saving my documents or my spreadsheets, whatever I'm working on, and I can go back to my revision history and reload previous activities or previous parts of when it's been saved. So that's one of the really cool things. That shouldn't really be an issue. And again, that's that revision history. So we can find all that stuff. If you are the one who has created the document and you share it with other people, people cannot delete it. It's impossible. They can delete it from their file, but they can't overall delete something that you've created. So that's good. So the ownership protection. So that's just a couple things that are important as you consider using Google. So I am back into my course, and I would like to go to the announcement page. And on the announcement page, it says welcome. And then it says this welcome form. I would like you to click on that welcome form. You're going to have to log in. So please go ahead and do your login into Google. And I have created what we call a form. Now this is what totally sold me within Google. This is what got my attention. I can create these forms. And all of this information that I send out to my students is going to come straight back to me in a spreadsheet. So I have easy access, and I have a great way to organize myself. You're going to learn how to get Google Forms to grade for you. So talk about a time saver. Have students do a quick little multiple choice or a quick little short answer, and Fubaru is what it's called, will grade it for you. So some really cool options here. So if I were to fill this out, the thing that I want to show you is how I can what the report looks like. So let me show you one of the reports that I have. I'm also the student government sponsor. And so I do a lot of stuff with Google Docs in terms of student government. It's just a really easy way for me to organize things. But let me find what I'm looking for here. Okay, so I did a textbook inventory with all my students, and I also did a Getting to Know You survey. So if I go to my Getting to Know You survey, I have all the results, and I could hide names, but I also have their login. But I have all the results for this survey, all in one spreadsheet. And I can sort it, I can do whatever I want. I'll show you what that form originally looked like. That form looked like this. So my students filled this out in the beginning of this semester, and then this is what I get back. So I no longer have to collect 8 million pieces of paper when I'm trying to get to know my students. I have it all right here, and I can access it at any time. I also did that for my textbook inventory. So I had students fill out a Google form, and they gave me their textbook number, they listed all damages. So this is how I do on my textbook inventory. A lot of really, really cool stuff that you can do with Google Forms. So I would like you to fill out this Google form just so that I can understand the clientele that we're working with here, and so that I can offer some assistance or more assistance as we go through the course. So when you go to the announcements page, I do need you to fill out that welcome form. I also need you to, in the discussion board, you will see Let's Get to Know Each Other. This is not graded, but I would like to get to know a little bit about you. One of the tricky things with the discussion board is that as soon as I click on this, Let's Get to Know You, all of these questions right here disappear. So here's my suggestion. I always copy these questions. So I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to copy it. And then when I go into Let's Get to Know Each Other, and we already have quite a few people in here, which is awesome, you're going to go Create Thread. And down here in the box, I'm just going to paste it. So now I can see what those questions were. And then I can answer those questions. So if you would, I would like you to go ahead and do that tonight. Post, create a thread, and then respond to at least one other person. Again, this is not going to be graded, but it's just a great way for us to kind of get started there. And let's see what else I need you to know. Session 1, you are free to go into session 1 and start working. Please, please, please let me know if you have any questions at all. And then again, for that discussion board, make sure that you are going into the correct one, whether it's secondary or it's the elementary and central. Okay, so please make sure that you are going into the correct one just so that we have everybody kind of grouped together. So by no means do you need, if you're in the elementary one, do you need to check out the secondary one? But if you want to, please feel free to do so. But that is how that will work. I think I've covered pretty much everything. Again, if I can't tell you enough that I am here to help you. I am here for you. So if you need anything, please let me know. I don't want you to go through this course feeling lost. So if it's with Blackboard or it's with Google or anything, send me an email as soon as you don't understand and we will get you figured out. So welcome to Google for Educators, and I look forward to working with you. Have a great night.